Justice has been put at risk. It is a huge statement and it is aimed at our very own tax office. A current affair exposed ATO investigator Anthony Rains earlier this year. He gave misleading information to a court which could have sent 3 innocent people to jail. One of them, businessman Jay Jang, says his sister didn't survive the ATO's ruthless campaign. He barely made it through himself. Well, Rains never lost his job and it seems he hasn't changed his behaviour. Dan Nolan joins me with the details. Dan, the ATO is meant to chase the bad guy, not be the bad guy. This investigator Rains is at it again.
Yes, Ali, there are more cases emerging, this one even worse than what we first thought. It involves a woman known by the pseudonym Julie Clark, who was a medical researcher trying to create a new weight loss drug. She's had the threat of jail hanging over her head for several years. But Justice Paul Smith handed down these extraordinary findings here at the Brisbane Supreme Court when deciding to permanently stop the ATO's prosecution of Ms Clark, and it's as damning as anything I've ever read. The court finds that the conduct of the ATO has brought the administration of justice into disrepute and has the tendency of undermining the integrity of the court. In this case, justice has been put at risk. It goes on to list 11 separate points of misconduct that ATO investigator Anthony Rains engaged in. The most serious: he was involved in the preparation of a false witness statement. He provided misleading information in his own statements tendered to the court. He deliberately altered evidence and he lied in a briefing note to the Queensland Bar. Justice Smith goes on to say the ATO acted like it was only answerable to itself. It is all the more worrying when the ATO provides a public service and should be a model litigant.
I mean, that is as damning as it gets. What's happened to Anthony Rains as a result of this?
Well, he's still currently employed by the ATO, and it emerged during this court case that he's never even faced any disciplinary action, despite numerous complaints filed about his conduct by the taxpayers involved. In 2022, he was transferred to the role of intelligence analyst, still within the ATO. We asked the ATO media unit for an update today on his employment status. A spokesperson said it would be inappropriate to comment on that due to, quote, privacy considerations. Ali?
So hang on, he has never faced any kind of disciplinary action, yet here you have a woman who could have gone to jail for this.
That's right, Ali. She's been locked in this legal battle with the ATO for almost 8 years. She's been self-represented for the past 4 years of that, which is just extraordinary in itself. Our cameras were there as she emerged from court, being supported by none other than Jay Jang and Richard Boyle, the whistleblower who was prosecuted by the ATO after he exposed aggressive debt collection practices that were crippling small businesses. Richard Boyle and Jay Jang have now become supporters of any Australian facing potentially unjust action by the tax office. It has extraordinary powers, the ATO, and if they are used incorrectly, it can ruin innocent Australian lives.
What I hope that it means is there will be an urgent review of every case that Anthony Rains has referred for prosecution to the Commonwealth Director of Public Prosecutions, and that there is also a federal review to make sure that there aren't people falsely and wrongly incarcerated in this country of Australia.
The ATO declined to comment on whether such a review would be appropriate now, but a spokesperson told me that the community should be assured the ATO takes all decisions of the court seriously and it will consider the broader impact of it. Ali?
Well, the impact is a loss of trust in the tax office, isn't it? There has to be an inquiry, and appreciate that, Dan. No doubt there'll be more on this one soon. Thanks.